Well guys, if you noticed, I'm working on my engine today, and I went down to the smog shop yesterday, saw my grid heater delete, and they asked for my carb number, and I didn't have one because it's not legal in California. So they failed the inspection. I still had the smog, but they didn't charge me for it yet. He said I had to come back and put the old one back on. And then they also saw the wires to the edge, and said I couldn't have those in there either. So might be wondering why I'm actually taking apart the engine right now. I'm taking the injectors out. I have I don't know if you guys can see, but I took out all the injectors already, and I'm going to throw in the stock ones back in, because if they're looking that hard at the engine and inspection, he said California, they're cracking down a lot. They're checking that hard, I might as well take out the injectors so I don't fail the smog, because it still smokes a lot, or not, it still smokes a little bit, as you saw from last video. So I'm gonna actually wash out my stack and make sure there's no soot residue anywhere on there. I'm about to throw these these stock ones back in. Stock injectors are actually over here in the garage. They are, should be right here. So these are the stock injectors. I have that stock grid heater right here, so I'm gonna throw that back on. This is that Sinister diesel one that I had that had no grid in there. This one's a stock one. So about to throw these stock ones back in. These are the ones that I had in there are 150 horsepower, and those are stock. So not sure how good my truck will run with these in, but we'll see. I've been at this since like 4:45, and now it is 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm not gonna record any because I already made a video on installing injectors. If you guys want to see that video when I first installed these 150 horsepower injectors, I'll leave it in the description below. I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and I'll give you guys an update once I get done. All right guys, everything is put back together. Got the intake horn on, got the stock heater grid, or grid heater, whatever you want to call it. I haven't put the valve covers back on. I have the first injector line cracked, the third and fourth injector line cracked. So all I have to do, I'm gonna have to do this by myself, but let's see. I can't see the injector lines from here, but I'm gonna prime the system. Just let the lift pump. Hey, my roommate's actually here. He can help me. What the fuck is he doing? But I'm just gonna let the lift pump prime the lines. The fuck are you doing? Alright, we got my freaking crazy roommate speeding along the freaking street recording. But this cranked it over, and fuel started coming out of the first injector line. I'm pretty sure it started coming out of the third one. No, it started coming out of the fourth one as well, or the fifth one as well. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that one up, and then we'll just crank it to I had a spit dip in my engine. We're just gonna crank it till it starts up. So we got we got fuel coming through the lines, and should be good to start. starting to sound a little bit better. Been running for a couple minutes now. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off in like another 2 or 3 minutes and put the valve cover back on, and then we'll start it back up again. So I just wiped the inside of the stack with a towel to get all the soot off the inside of the stack, and we're going to go ahead and start it up because I know there's going to be soot all down in there. It's going to fly out, so you guys can see it fly out. Go for a little drive, then head to the smog shop, and we'll see if this thing passes smog or not. All right, one final check. I've been driving around for 15 minutes or so. One final check to make sure I got everything and everything looks good. I think everything looks pretty. This battery terminal always comes up. Well, my truck never wants to start sometimes, but everything looks good. The only aftermarket part I really have on there is this intake horn, so we should all be good to go. Well guys, I'm back from the smog shop. No, I did not pass because they couldn't test it, because there's no fucking power coming from the OBD2 port. I seriously cannot win with this fucking truck trying to smog this shit. Spent all morning changing all that shit out, changing the fucking injectors, changing the fucking grid heater because he fucking wanted that taken out. And then I go over there and one of the vacuum lines was fucking broken, so I had to go and fix that shit, take the edge monitor out because he thought he was a programmer, fix everything he wanted me to fix, fucking go in there, hooks that shit up and won't even fucking... I'm seriously done fucking trying to do this shit. I need to buy a fucking 12 valve because this shit is pissing me to the fucking max. I don't even know what to say. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.